He's probably trying to figure out.
All right. We're live. We're live. All right. So
got mode straight, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, listen, Coach, I just do the same thing every single time. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not complicated here. Welcome to Altitude Sports Radio 92.5's coverage of training camp. We are trying to get Marc Moser on. And listen, man, you think I do anything different, Coach? Do you think I do anything different for Marc Moser?
Oh yeah. I mean, these morning show guys, they need special treatment. They're used to having, their own personal pampering services. I mean, it's just a different world there between the hours of 7 and 10. I mean, shoot, they work 3 hours a day and then they're off. I mean, it's good living, right?
It's good living. I can't read what Mark actually wrote. I did, Coach. And my MacBook Pro says I don't have a Chrome browser or Firefox that will support this
stupid blank
stuff. Just use your phone. Your phone. You can just use your phone. You know what I'm saying? So he's got the link.
Yeah.
Marc Moser. He is a classic, though. Ain't no doubt about it.
He will make the show better. We just got to.
There's no doubt about it.
We got to get him here.
No, there's no doubt about it. And his opinion about what's going on is absolutely priceless. He literally had like 10 hours to try to figure this out at a time. There he is.
Oh,
there he is.
Go. Is this voice of the abs right here?
Let's go, Mark.
Gosh.
Hi, Mark.
What's up?
Oh, come on. Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm totally fine. But this whole thing says, hey, man, you don't have a browser that supports any goddamn thing for anything, for whatever. I'm like, I've got my MacBook Pro has everything on it. And it's like, nah, just go to hell. Screw off. I'm like, you guys are idiots. And my wife is mad at me because I'm dumb. Whatever.
But it's funny. We've done this before. Me and you have done this before. How did we did this?
I'm on my phone. That's why my phone will do everything. My MacBook Pro won't do anything.
So were you on your phone the last time when we were doing this during hockey season or football?
Of course.
Yes. You were? Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, it's good to have you, Mark.
Oh my God.
Are you okay?
I am, but my wife just doesn't matter.
She's laughing at you. I can hear her.
No, I'm just glad, Moj. I'm just glad you have an emotional support bear. That's a good deal.
Hold on, let me try to hook up my headphones to my thing.
Okay, all right.
You guys go about I'll see you in a minute. All right, bye.
And you want me to? I'll sign you out for a second. Just give me thumbs up when you're ready. I'll take you. Well, then he took himself off the stage. Okay, well, you made it easy. All right.
Man.
So today at training camp, and we welcome your comments. That'd be great. And we'll stay on as long as you guys want to chat about everything going on here today. I thought we got a little bit of an okie doke by Slim Shawnee today here, Coach, because we were promised. The quarterback that was always promised was not delivered on Jarrett Stidham's 28th birthday today. So what do you make of that?
I don't know. I think that if you were to hope that Bo Nix continued what was a good week last week into this week leading into the first preseason game, you didn't really get that. I mean, that's just a reality. And I think today was a day where, I wasn't at Wednesday and Tuesday's practice. So I don't know. I mean, I heard Tyler Plumbus say it was one of the worst practices he's ever seen or something along those lines. I mean, he said it was like, what is it, trifecta of awful practices.
Something like that, yeah.
But today it wasn't like Bo Nix was bad. But dude, I'll tell you, man, like Zach Wilson stole the show in the red zone 7-on-7. And then probably the best offensive period that I've personally seen since I've been at Broncos training camp. Really the first real open day to the public was the red zone, tight red zone third down period, 11-on-11. Jarrett Stidham was phenomenal. And it just kind of looks like the car's stuck in neutral a little bit right now, whatever that may be when Bo Nix is running the show, at least in the last 4 days. So I just think that there's some more things that need to be. I think the easy solution, don't make a big deal about it. Don't talk to the media, which Sean doesn't need to. He had his coordinator speak today. It's perfectly legal. And then ultimately you're going to end up, running Jarrett Stidham out there with the ones. He's going to probably get a series or two. And then Bo Nix is going to have a chance to go with the next group, and it'll be fine.
Moj?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, you sound great.
Sounds great. Awesome. Totally good.
Yeah, you're good.
Totally good. Yeah.
You care about who's announced as the starting quarterback, or getting the okey-doke from the coach, or any of that stuff?
I think we know. I think we know what's up, right? We all know what's at stake and what's going to happen. Part of me, and I told Coach today, we were by each other on the sideline. I told you before I left, I said, I'm really pulling for Zach Wilson. I don't know why, but I think that this kid, he's got a great arm. I think he's got a great future. Like he's enthusiastic. He's kind of like a guy that I really, really want to succeed. And I have no idea why, but I think he's a good kid, and I think he's been through a lot so far. Maybe he's just totally happy, but I don't know, man. He's got a great arm, and I want them to deconstruct him and rebuild him into a good quarterback, and then I want that to be our quarterback. That's my thought right now. I really, really like that guy.
Wow. Okay, you got a little bromance with Zach Wilson.
Yeah,
huh?
I totally do. Listen, but let me explain.
Okay.
I feel like Stidham is this. I feel like he is the pace car at the Indianapolis 500. Okay. So he's going to lead everybody at about 120 miles an hour around the track, 120 miles an hour, but he's not going to win the race. Okay. You need somebody, either Nix or Wilson, the pace car pulls off the track, and then the other guy's going to go. You see what I'm saying? The other guy's going to go, and they're going to race, and they're going to win. Stidham I think he's a great dude. He feels like a really awesome guy. I think he's a smart guy. I just think he's limited to, and I hate to say this, I think he's limited to what the NFL needs out of a quarterback. I think he's limited to that. Okay. I think he's limited to the heights he can reach. And that's nothing against him, because I think he's totally awesome. He'll be in this league for a while, have an awesome job and everything else. I need the pace car to get off the track, and I need a race car to go. I need a race car to absolutely set to make the laps and then win the race. That's what I need. And I hope that doesn't sound like condescending or anything else, but that's just what I feel like it's going on right now. Sorry.
Is he Red Bull or Williams?
No, that's Formula One. No, I feel like Stidham is like a Buick that absolutely he'll get you from here to the grocery store, no problem. He'll deliver the groceries back home, but he's not going to get you to the finish line. Is that wrong?
He's not gonna get you to pick up the chicks after the football game on Friday night to go for
no. That's
a soda.
It sounds bad because I really like him. I think he's a great dude. Does that sound bad, Coach? Does it sound bad?
No, I mean, hey, you've watched enough practice. You kind of what I liked. I listened to the morning show either this morning or yesterday morning when I think it was this morning. You broke down just the different press conferences of the three quarterbacks,
right?
And just even like I've been able to follow Zach Wilson's story very closely because, frankly, like full candor, my brother-in-law was his coach at BYU, and he's still coaching at BYU, and so I know a little bit more about what the best addition of Zach Wilson is. Both in his processor, his arm talent, and that's his 2020 season. It was a COVID shortened season, but sure as hell made the most of that season at BYU in 2020. Ends up second overall. And I also do know some of the stories of what happened in New York. And it wasn't, I think a lot of people just say New York is a dumpster fire of a franchise. And, you come from that system offensively, you're screwed up. It's more that Zach Wilson in his 3 years saw 5 different voices telling him different things at the quarterback position. And that is the worst freaking thing that could ever happen to a quarterback is when you have different voices in your ear. You don't know who's right. You're frankly just trying to be a good pro and be agreeable to all the voices. And ultimately that screwed him up in New York. But what I did see, and you mentioned it today, is like, he's got a good feel, a good vibe about him. Even at the presser, it's like, hey man, this is a fresh start. There's one voice. There's one voice. It's a great voice, and he knows his stuff. And I can then learn from what he installs, put it on the practice field, make a mistake, and learn from it, as opposed to somebody else telling me a completely different way to read a defense or what communication we need to have at the line of scrimmage. That's the bottom line is that I think he's a really worthy project. I believe that.
Well, let's have some fun. Let's hear from all three of them, and we can compare and contrast. Here's Zach Wilson, just grateful to have somebody give him a hug.
Personally, just different mindset, just how I'm approaching the game. Just absolute love and just being grateful for just being out here. Not a lot of people get to come out here and throw the ball around an NFL field. And
okay, that's a little bit of him. Let's hear Jarrett Stidham, just kind of on the competition.
Has ramped up a little bit here the last couple weeks.
Yeah, no, every day is whether whoever's out there. I mean, it's a competition every day, and I speak for myself obviously, but my goal is to go out there and execute, like I said, at the highest level, and
So that's cute. Now let's hear Bo Nix on the depth chart.
Number 3. Did you kind of notice that promotion or anything like that?
Couldn't care less.
Okay. So is that generally on the depth chart? You don't care how you're listed at this point, I guess.
Couldn't care less.
Break down that body language.
I swear to God. Let me say this. If GQ Magazine wants to come on out and have an absolute photo shoot and sell 1 billion copies, is GQ even in existence anymore? I have no idea.
Oh yeah.
Okay, if they are, get these 3 guys to line up in tuxes, and I swear to God, they will sell 1 million copies of whatever they're selling. But I want a guy, Coach. I want a guy in my huddle who I'm like, yeah, man, let's go. Like, he's enthusiastic. It's hard to explain. I want to combine all 3 of these guys into one Frankenstein quarterback because I could build an unbelievable quarterback. I say this all the time in hockey. If I could take this guy and this guy and this guy, or even 2 guys, and put them together into one dude, I swear to God, this guy would win the Hart Trophy, 9 out of 10 years. You know what I mean? Like the drive of this guy and the ability of this guy. I want, but the locker room and the huddle of this guy. Let's go. Like, damn, man. I don't know. I just feel like if I could combine these guys into one dude, then we've got something going on. I guess that's the way I feel. But I'm pulling for Zach Wilson because I think that his art. I say this to everybody out there, and I'm standing next to all the media guys, and I'm talking to all of our friends and everybody else. And I'm like, this guy's arm talent is gorgeous. Like he's got a really gorgeous arm talent. Like he throws a perfect ball. He looks good doing it. It comes out of the hand beautifully. It's a quick release. It's a nice pass. He's got a great arm down the field. I feel like he can stretch the field in a big time way. So I want him to be mentally and physically in tune with the offense, but he's apparently on the outside looking in. And then I see Stidham, and I think he's the absolute, he's the rock solid guy. And Nix is just getting his feet wet. I don't know. I just want to combine all 3 of them right now, but I don't want to think too much into it, Darren. I don't want to overthink things. I know what I know, that Bo Nix is going to be the guy, and Sean Payton has, he's got his want to for that kid. I hope he's okay to take it over and be good. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah, my guy Andon's asking about starter backup insurance policy. And it's a good question, but what they'll do is they'll just have somebody on the practice squad. You get 16 guys on the practice squad, Coach. So you'll put somebody there.
Can I say this? Can I say this for a second, please? Coach, we've been on a quarterback desert island for a decade. Ever since Peyton is gone, we've been on a quarterback desert island. T-Rev, great dude. I mean, every dude that's come through here, I don't dislike any of the dudes. Like, I think they're all good dudes. But we've been on a friggin' desert island. And I look around the league and I'm like, well, they found that guy and they found that guy and they found that guy. Why can't we find a guy? So I'm looking for the guy. I know they don't grow on trees. I know it's hard to find that guy. I know it is. But dadgummit, man, maybe that's why with Wilson, I see his physical abilities, and I'm like, I just want that guy to be able to put it all together. He may never do that. Maybe Nix can manage I don't want Nix to be Brian Greasy though, and I love Brian Greasy. I don't know what I want right now. The offense has not won one day in practice so far, the entire camp, a full day, and I'm just like, golly, I just want one guy to emerge and be the guy. That's all. Sorry.
I would agree with that, especially that assessment of the offense not having won a day in its entirety, because I thought today was probably the closest to that. And it really was, and I'm going to be real candid, it was the first string offense and the third string offense. So it was Jarrett Stidham running with the ones and Zach Wilson running with the threes, where you saw like elite red zone throwing, like big time plays, catches being made. You know, DMac, we've been on this journey on this podcast now for 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Like I got to the point of frustration. I was so frustrated on Monday, you know, and I've never been in control of my schedule in my entire life, right? I've been a coach, and, you know, when you're in it, you're in it, and you got to find a solution. Now I can't find a damn solution because I'm not in it, right? And after Monday's practice, I'm like, I just want to see a play made offensively. I want to see a throw down the field, and I want to see a play made. And today was freaking Devon Vele.
Yeah.
That was, guys, seeing that in person, like I was having heart palpitations. I was so excited.
Nice.
There hasn't been that ability, but what's different in what I saw today with Jarrett Stidham, and especially Zach Wilson, is when you do take risks and you're audacious with the football, you give those guys chances at bats to go make plays. And that's what I saw today. And I was excited about it. But then the damn 2-minute drill runs around, and it was horrible. Like, it was just neither Bo Nix or Stidham got a first down, and that was how you ended the practice. And I'm like, yeah, defense upper hand, won the situation. Because at the end of the day, you got to win games in the NFL at the end of the game. Like, that is where you heard Tyler Columbus talking about it today. You got to see a quarterback win a game before you say that's our guy.
So what quarterback do you think on the team right now gives the Broncos the best chance to end a drive with the touchdown inside the 10-yard line? Who do you think?
Jarrett Stidham.
Stidham.
Yeah, he does.
And here's why
Agreed.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think the total strength of this football team on the offense side of the ball is their ability to run the rock. And right now, Jarrett Stidham's going to handle the complexities of getting the plays right. And when I say getting the plays right, it's not just as simple as calling it in the huddle correctly and then handing it off with good footwork. It's actually like very complex 3 play calls in a bunch of what they do. It's run left, you know, inside zone, check it to power to the right, and then alert if it's, you know, cover 0 blitz, you got to get to some type of quick throw to get the ball out of your hands. He knows the different looks in the NFL. He is a student of the game. And what I've seen is when he's the first string quarterback, the run game looks better because he's getting the offense into the right plays against the correct looks. And so I think that is leaning into the strengths of this football team and having the guy that can drive the Buick, to be honest. Like, he's the best driver of the Buick right now.
Moj?
I don't, but here's my thing. I don't want any more drivers of the Buick. I don't want the Buick to just do pace laps. Man, I want to go. Coach, this is me. This is just being a fan, all right? Man, I want to go because I see around the league and I see the teams that go, right? I see the teams that chew up yards. I see the teams that make big plays. Let's go back. You guys have been there. Well, Coach, I know this is your first camp, right? Is it your first camp, NFL camp?
Yeah.
Okay. DMac, you've been there forever.
Forever.
There were times, and you've been there a long time, but think of all the oohs and ahs from the hill over the years.
Yeah.
All the, that kind of stuff, right? You think of all that. Have you heard any of that in camp this year?
Today was the first.
A little bit.
Today was the first.
Yeah.
I mean, when Bo Nix completes a pass, you get it because the fans want.
Hold on a second.
Well, actually, you know where I heard it today? They set up a big net. And they were throwing like 50 yards like a contest into a big net because they actually did that near the crowd.
Coach.
There was the big net.
So, Coach, you're on vacation, and you're at the lake with with your kids and your wife and everything else, and the barbecue tips over, and all the food goes into the sand, and you're like, oh God, now what do we do? Somebody goes to Safeway down the road. They bring back some ham sandwiches, and they open up the cooler. You're like, ooh, like that's what it feels like every time the Broncos make a play at camp. And I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm not trying to be. It's just there's no jam. There's no excitement.
Brother Stidham to Vele today was something else. Back shoulder, one hand reached up. I mean, it was unbelievable.
Great. We'll see it on Sunday. I hope we do. But do you think, Darren, DMac, I swear to God, week 3, I mean, to pick any week you want to. How about week 4 in New York, okay?
Okay, all right.
Stidham to Vele, back shoulder, is that happening?
It could.
And week 4, no. Bo Nix will be the quarterback by that point. No, I mean,
DMac, you got to trust your eyes, man. There have not been plays made by these quote unquote established veteran receivers. It hasn't happened.
Right. Who's starting against Seattle?
What receivers?
Quarterback.
God, I've gone back and forth 3 times, man. I feel like the old what was the old political flip, flop. That's who I am right now. I mean, today,
yeah,
Jared Stidham.
Moj?
I think it's got to be Bo Nix. I really do. I think that
of course
there's no way that a 12th overall pick, first round quarterback. Listen, and again, it sounds like I'm being a jerk, and it sounds like I'm being negative. I'm not. Okay, I just know what it takes in this league to succeed and be a really good football team. And that's not Jared Stidham is not. He's not a long-term. If you're in the gosh darn AFC West, and you've got Mahomes and you've got Herbert with Harbaugh in front of you, Stidham is not going to. He's not going to pass you into a win. He's just not. I mean, he's just not going to lead. They're going to be boring and so on and so forth. That's fine. Maybe the defense, but he's not. I hope he is. Here's my problem, DMac. Here's my problem. I know. What does he say? I know it's depressing. I know it's depressing. I know it is, and I'm sorry. But he's not the guy that's going to pass you into a victory in the fourth quarter. And so if he's not, then why not go with Nix, who's Sean's guy, to win you football games? I don't know. I'm so enamored with Wilson's arm. It's my fault. I'm enamored with his arm. I know he backpedals. I know his brain is whatever it is. I know that. But doggone it, I feel like I need to jump out of my couch, jump out of my chair on a Sunday afternoon because somebody made a damn good play, a big-time play. Like, that's a badass play. And I don't think the first 2 guys can make badass plays. And I'm sorry.
What if it's like, and this is why I asked inside the 10-yard line.
Hold on, Coach DMac. Am I being a jerk by saying that?
No. You're not being a jerk. But
What am I being?
You're analyzing what you've seen. That's what.
Yeah, you're being kind of like a worrywart sort of guy. I don't know.
What I've felt though, and this is my first time entering the arena, if you will, of Denver Broncos media. I mean, there is a clear line of do you want to just take the company line and just say Bo Nix looks great every single day, even if he didn't look great?
That's a lie.
And I'm gonna tell you this:
it's a lie.
I'm the wrong guy to do that. I am the wrong guy to do that. And Moj, I think you are too. DMac, I think that you're in the Bo Nix fan club.
Yeah,
I mean,
he loves Bo.
I was there at draft day. I mean,
he wants to adopt him. Absolutely,
I can't unsee what I saw DMac doing as a grown man, essentially reaching the climax of a prenup. I mean, that's exactly what I saw when Bo Nix's name was read on draft night, live on the air.
You did, dude. You were shouting. Tape. You were shouting. You were beside yourself. Listen, and DMac, he could be the guy for the next 10 years.
I hope he is.
So do I. I just don't see it right now, and don't tell me that I do because you don't either. That's all I'm saying.
Listen, guys, I was excited that they did the right thing and they got their guy. I'm excited there's ownership that knows what they're doing, and they're working in concert with the GM, the coach, and they're setting everything up nicely for the quarterback. And I'll tell you this, man. If it's 3rd and 7 from 3rd and goal from the 7-yard line, and Bo Nix rolls to his right, looks for what's what, can't see it, and runs in the end zone, that's going to be an exciting play.
Agreed.
It is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay?
And I believe he's capable of that.
He is capable of that. And he's
100%,
more capable of that than Zach Wilson and Jarrett Stidham. Listen, guys, I know what you like about certain things about Stidham, but Stidham is just not that nimble, man. He's not. He's got a good arm. He knows what's going on, Mike. I do respect what you're saying about the run game and what he's going to be able to do. He may be the smartest, but I do go back a little bit here with the Broncos, and I remember quarterback Brady Quinn, another fine-looking fella, by the way. And Brady was a great guy, and his body
still is. He's on every week on Moser, Lombardi, and Kane.
Okay.
Great dude.
Greek
dude.
Adonis.
Yeah,
and Brady Quinn would do left-handed dropbacks. Coach, you are quarterback. Why would somebody who's a righty do left-handed dropbacks at the end of practice, about 10 or 15 every day?
It probably had something to do with like hip mobility or something strange like that. I don't know.
It
I've
was
never
to
seen
keep him more symmetrical in his development of his, he told me this one time. Yeah, it's for asymmetrical balance, something along those lines. That was Brady Quinn. You put Brady Quinn in a football game in the NFL, he was useless. And it was stunning because I would look at Brady Quinn in practice and I'm like, how is this guy not a superstar? But he couldn't really move that great. And despite the physical freakness of Brady Quinn, it just wouldn't happen. And it didn't happen with the Broncos, and it didn't happen with the Chiefs when he went over there. And I give Brady a lot of credit because he could have just stayed with the Broncos as a backup, but he went for it. He had a chance to actually start with the Chiefs. He went there, didn't work out. And the craziest story about Brady Quinn, Moj, and I don't know if you've talked to him about it. Hopefully you have. But during that Tebow run when they beat Pittsburgh, they were so down on Tebow throwing the ball, they had a package set up for Brady Quinn to go on 3rd and long, on 3rd and long, just to throw the ball. How about that, Coach? I don't know if you knew that or not.
Yeah, not fun at all.
And that was an amazing thing to hear about, and that was the plan. Now, just so happened, in that game, Tebow went nuts, and he had no problems throwing the ball. It threw for 316 yards. Hey, man, John 3:16. Tebow got it done. What can I tell you? And on August 8th, 8/8, Demarius Thomas Day, perhaps we should remember for a second that amazing Tebow to DT pass that will just remain as one of the most exciting plays in Broncos lore.
Let me say this. It was not only was an amazing play, but I swear to God, nobody expected it. Nobody thought that DT could get behind the defense like that and just go to the house. It was amazing. One of the most exciting times in my entire life as a Broncos fan. So good.
Now, do you remember what happened the next week? Do you?
Yes.
Coach, do you remember what happened the next week to the good old Denver Broncos?
What year was this?
This was 2011. 2011.
Yeah.
I was prepping for a damn Rose Bowl, boys.
Oh, well, hey.
They got killed.
They go to New England. There's a slight rain. It's a little chilly, and they got throttled. They got beat so bad. Tom Brady punted on 3rd and long, and it caused a fight because Von Miller was pissed off that they were trying to insult him. It was terrible.
Yeah.
Afterwards, at the year-end press conference, I'm talking to Elway and John Fox, and they are tickled pink. They just couldn't believe
because they knew they shouldn't have been there.
They knew they shouldn't have been there.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like Elway was in the owner's box or the president's box with his isotoner gloves, like it was a scene from Major League rooting for the team to lose.
Yeah, because, and here's the sad part, is because everybody loved Tebow, and he's a great dude and so on and so forth, but they all knew he couldn't play. But the crowd, because he won, they're going crazy. They're like, oh, my God.
But what could Tebow do?
He could run.
He could run.
Absolutely he could. But so could Bradley Van Pelt. So could BVP.
Okay, but I'll tell you this. Bo Nix, Coach Moj, is a way better thrower of the football than Tim Tebow. Not a little bit.
But he's not in the same conversation, DMac, as a runner. He is not.
And by the way, also his mentality, Coach, like his Tebow was kind of mentally, he's kind of a badass. Like, he'll go and take dudes on. He had the ability to do that. I don't think this kid's that. That's all I'm saying.
No, and Tim Tebow was built like a starting inside linebacker in the NFL. He was built. I mean, the entire Florida run of national championships was built around his body delivering punishment to defenders in the SEC. I mean, it's a very different paradigm. I think Bo Nix has a plus trait of being a pocket passer with the ability to run. I think that. Whereas Tim Tebow was a runner and a bonus like play action passer, flipping balls over linebackers' heads.
Let me give you a quick story because Adam Gase has been here for the past couple of days. Adam's a friend.
Was he out there today?
I was told he was. I didn't see him, but I told he was. I talked to him yesterday. He's there with his two boys. He looks great. I'm pals with Adam, which made it a little tricky when he was just sucking as a head coach. but I like Adam. What can I tell you? Well, I'm in the locker room. This is years ago, Tebow time, and it's late. Nobody's really around. We're just sort of shooting the shit a little bit. And here comes Gase in a frenzy. Where's Tebow? And somebody goes, I think he's lifting. And Gase says, why the fuck is he doing that? And he runs back out the locker room. So also, you're going to love this about Tebow. The field used to be kind of situated a little bit different. They used to have like afternoon practices were actually kind of cool because the sun would start going down around 6:30 or whatever. And you got a little sunset. You got a little Tebow. Tebow was always the last guy out there. You know what he would do?
And the field was that way. It was the other way.
Here's what Tebow would do. He would walk around. He must have thrown 7,000 passes at every single practice, okay? He would walk around the field throwing at the goalpost, and he wouldn't leave the field until he threw a ball and it hit like every goalpost walking around. And a lot of times he'd be the only guy out there, just like Don Quixote swinging at windmills, just hucking the ball up. Just a completely useless drill coach.
Dude, here's the thing about Tim. He wanted it. I swear to God.
He wanted it so bad.
He wanted to be good. And that's what drove him all the way through college. DMac, he wanted to be good. He wanted to be one of the best. He was a driven son of a gun. It's just he was physically limited. With our guys here, I think they're all physically have ability. It's just to what level, to what degree.
Okay,
in today's NFL, that's all.
Let me ask you guys this then.
By the way, I don't want to stop yet. Can we keep going for a little bit?
Sure.
All right, how many people do we have right now?
We got close to 1,000.
All right, let's keep going. Mike, you don't listen. DMac's kids are out of the house. His wife is probably doing whatever the hell she does. Your kids are fine with your wife. My wife's upstairs with the dogs. We're fine. My computer's
You figured out the technology. We're here, man. Let's do this.
Yeah,
might as well, right?
Yeah, barely.
I'm not rushing you to go anywhere.
Well, the best thing for me is that my kid's bedtime's 8:30. So I get to miss the ritual of trying to wrangle a 9 and 7-year-old boy and get them in sleep, which is
my beautiful wife just threw a dog toy at me. Hang on a sec.
Well, let me just finish something really quick. Keep going. Okay. So what I would say is passion to win sometimes is a little bit more meaningful than the diagnostic talent of stiffness, meaning like just because Jarrett Stidham knows Mike what to do here and what to do there, and I'm not going to question that. Where is the passion? And I'll tell you this, man, I get it. It was Salty Bo Nix this week. Salty Bo, okay?
Which is fine.
I'll tell you this. Peyton Manning would come off everybody thinks of Peyton Manning as this big goofball. I'm telling you, man, I saw a-hole Peyton Manning.
I've heard all the stories.
Yeah, man. DMac, this kid's a rookie. It's his first friggin' training camp. Oh, listen, you want to be salty? Totally awesome. Love it. But if that becomes a habitual thing and that's his demeanor, you haven't earned. Nathan McKinnon has earned the right to be salty. Peyton Manning has earned the right to be salty. All I'm saying is that, listen, kid, you've got to keep going. I mean, he's in when you come to the Denver Broncos as the quarterback, you are in an absolute mixer. You have to understand that, and just go with it and be cool and be look. Zach Wilson, I mean, he can be salty, okay?
Zach Wilson cannot be salty.
If he wanted to be, he could, but he's not.
He's incapable because he's too scarred. He's seeing ghosts. He has seen ghosts. He's been emotionally punctured by the jet.
Agreed, but God dang it, man. Physically, okay, keep going. I'm sorry.
No, he's a reclamation project. He ain't the future. Jarrett Stidham is, the definition of a 14-year backup quarterback. The only guy they got out there that's got a possibility to be anything is Bo Nix. I'm telling you that, man.
I disagree.
Why?
Completely disagree because if you go back to the pre-Zach Wilson, pre-New York Jets version of Zach Wilson, you watch that 2020 season, you'll see passion. You'll see chip on shoulder. You'll see a dude that has the drive to win. And I mean, to me, what of big consequences Bo Nix won in college? He didn't win a Pac-12, DMac. He got beat by Michael Penix Jr. 3 different times.
Wow.
This is real.
They were a national championship contender every year he was in Oregon.
Didn't win a Pac-12 championship in 2 years.
He had some other tough competition. Pac-12 was tough.
DMac, without question, the most talented roster top to bottom in the conference. The most talented. I coached against them all. Like, Washington had two big headliners. Rome Odunze, Michael Penix Jr. Oregon's wait till you see Oregon's draft this next year. The amount of players that are going to come out of it. And those were his teammates the last 2 years.
I think we got some truth bombs, Moj, coming out here with Coach right now.
No problem with that.
Well, a lot of it's because I watched this. I evaluated
it.
I had to prepare for
but
this.
DMac,
it's not. This isn't like I don't have a personal vendetta against Bo Nix. I love Bo Nix.
I understand.
He was my first question I ever asked in a media scrum, and I loved him. And we broed out. It's not a problem with Bo Nix, but we're talking about something that this is a major business, as we know.
Absolutely.
And the decision to who's your future, it's not just based off of, I just need somebody to represent the future. The future needs to be earned because you are that guy that could go win.
Yes.
I don't see it.
No, do you want to get that? Do you want to get real, or do you want to sit here with your teeth in your mouth? If you want to get real, we'll get real. Coach is getting real right now for a second. This is about, my God, we've been sitting here with our thumbs up our butts for a decade, dude. We need a dude. We got to have a dude. So the only question I have is this.
Okay.
Is Bo Nix a dude? I don't know. I hope he, and by the way, let me preface this by saying, I hope every one of these guys is a dude, because that means it's good things for the Denver Broncos and Sean Payton and Greg Penner and the entire Penner-Walton group, Walton-Penner group, whatever you want to. That's great. But we need a dude. I'm telling you right now, I think about this all the time, and I'm not trying to be Pollyannish or anything else. The witch in Kansas City's not going away for another decade. Okay, Darren, you'll probably be dead. Okay, I'll probably be dead. Hold on. If Harbaugh and Herbert put it together, we're screwed. All we can hope is that the Raiders suck ass, excuse my language, for the next decade. So we are not the last team in the division for the next decade, dude. And that's the God's honest truth. And I'm not trying to be a jerk here. I'm saying we need to find a guy. Right now, we have at best, the third best quarterback in the division. And that's not to say I have no idea what Aiden O'Connell is. He's just some glurp down in Vegas doing whatever Mark Davis says with his haircut. I was so okay, fine. But here's what I do know. He's got a better weapon on his team than the Broncos have at all with Devontae Adams. And they just drafted the son of a gun out of Georgia? Are you kidding me? Here's what I'm saying, dude. So you got to think about it that way, is that, my God, right now we may be the fourth worst team, the last place team in the division, and we're arguing about a stupid quarterback competition of a guy who's a Jets reject, a 14-year journeyman, and a guy that we have no idea what he's going to be able to do at the age of 24. I'm just saying, if you want to get real, let's get real. This is where it is. And they need to be serious about this. Just quit screwing around and quit whatever it is. You need to be serious about who your quarterback is and develop that son of a gun and let's go. My biggest fear is that I'm going to be sitting here with both of you in 5 years going, hey, now look at this son of a bitch, and blah, 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 blah. You see what I'm saying? Am I wrong about that?
When am I going to be dead again?
10. You have 10 years left.
10 years
left? Well, you're not a big guy, so you've got probably 25.
I got a little more time?
Yeah, you're good.
Pre-soda weight loss, he was probably about 7 good years left.
Right. Hey, keep on that bike, you son of a gun. You've got another 20, 25 easily. Yeah. Actually, your wife has about 30. You better keep up. So does mine, my beautiful wife. But am I wrong though, guys? I'm not trying to be a jerk here. I'm trying to be real as I possibly can. I'm just not seeing anything that gets me excited about what the future of this offense is going to be. And we've dealt with crap offenses for 9 years. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I got you. I'm
sorry.
And it's hard to be patient.
Did you guys happen to watch any of the New England Patriots Carolina Panthers game tonight?
It sucked.
I did not. It was bad.
Yeah, it's right here on my TV. Hang on.
What'd they do with Drake May?
He got one series.
Awful.
He looks bad, man.
Yeah, does he? Okay.
He looks overwhelmed.
Carolina. It was 7-0 at halftime. Carolina scored no points. It sucked.
Yes. How about the Carolina Panthers hadn't scored a point in 11 quarters, including last season. 11 quarters. But yeah, so the reason I bring that up, Joe Milton, right? Who is this, he's this he's the guy that everybody sees at a combine's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched
big arm.
I was row 4, the Michigan to Tennessee quarterback, 6'6", 228 pounds. Beautiful. I mean, the biggest arm I've ever seen with my own eyes in person.
And
dude, he looked pretty good tonight.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's good.
And he showed some traits for the Patriots. Like everybody's been saying that Joe Milton's out playing Drake May in training camp. He did it tonight in a preseason game. And my point in bringing that up is, guys, we don't know what we're going to see on Sunday. Yeah. And I do believe that Sean Payton, rightfully so, because the first round draft pick was at pick number 12, a quarterback, give Bo Nix every possible opportunity to succeed. And I will be here for it. I will gladly eat crow. I'll be so damn fired up.
Me too. I swear to God, Coach, I'm so there with you. I hope to God, and DMac, I'm not even kidding. Yeah. I hope this guy is a stud. I swear to God, I hope he's a 5-time Pro Bowler. I'm not even kidding. Yeah. It's just like right now, I got to see it to believe it. So we'll find out on Sunday our starting process. But right now, I don't see it, and that's all I'm saying. I don't see a guy that gets me off my butt.
All right,
fellas.
Hey,
right now,
I'm gonna steal a page from your playbook right here.
Oh, okay, good.
So this is Joe Milton for DMac's beloved New England Patriots in his first preseason game. I believe Joe Milton was a 7th round pick, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just ask you: have you seen a throw like this in Broncos training camp yet?
Let's go, Coach. Let it fly.
Oh,
that's pretty nice.
That's
cover 2 whole shot, absolutely driven. Nice. I mean, laced in there. I want to see that.
Listen, I'm going to tell you guys, if you guys are going to be eating crow, I'm just going to be replaying this.
Not get Josh Allen. I feel like he is exactly your type.
I know he is. And believe me, last year I played with him, and I'm wondering how long is it going to take him to realize that I passed on him and took Bradley and Chubb instead?
Yeah, it's crazy.
And it took him 2.5 holes to bring it up and I loved him, right?
Yeah.
But it just
he was your type.
That's the was my type. Yeah. And you're right. That was probably my biggest mistake of my GM days. Was not taking.
Apparently, John Elway's a listener of DMac's program.
Oh, John knew what I was saying about that move, amongst other things.
Can I say this?
It's going to make the BMW championships awkward in a couple weeks at Castle Pines down the street, but that's okay. Yes, Moj.
I love John Elway. I love him as a guy. I love him as a GM. I adored him as a quarterback, everything else. I know, and you guys know too, he went and scouted Josh Allen he went
not at his pro day, bro. Not at his pro day. He wasn't there.
But he personally went up there. And by the way, he also personally went to see Herbert. Like, here's the only thing. And by the way, if I could talk to him personally and ask him, I probably would.
Well, go ahead. Talk to John right now if you need to. Go ahead.
John, it's okay. I know for a fact that Paxton Lynch effed you up. I know he did. I know that pick hurt you, hurt the franchise. I know I would be gun shy too, but damn, man, you have instincts that were correct. Here's the bottom line. You know that you were right. John, you know that you were right. You know that they were both going to be studs, and they both are studs, and that's it. Don't regret it. Regret not drafting him, but don't regret your instincts because you were so right. That's all I'm saying.
I don't even know what you're talking about anymore. All right,
I'm talking about Josh Allen. He just said, my biggest regret is I drafted Bradley Chubb.
Moj, he was a lazy ass and should have got his butt up to Laramie. He didn't.
He did. He did.
Moj, I was there, and Elway wasn't at his pro day, brother.
At his pro day, but he went up to watch him play live.
Coach, can guys get better with personal coaching, like with Jordan Palmer between the combine and the pro day? Can they get better?
So I heard the story about maybe why John Elway wasn't at pro day from, the sideline muggle conversations that all you guys do. I'm starting to fit in with you.
Okay.
You're not one of us yet, are you? You're not.
I don't know. When I started this podcast, I was looking at all you guys like, who are you? I'm going to watch football. I'm going to actually analyze practice.
Now, Moj, Coach has a microphone and a ring light. I don't know. I don't know.
When did he go from busting butts to being pretty boy? I don't know how this even happened in the entire world.
All right, so what do you want to say about Elway skipping out on what he should have been doing?
Apparently at the Senior Bowl, Josh Allen was throwing into the net, right? The net that we see all the time at practice. That I'm going to be honest, I developed quarterbacks. Like, I hate the net. It's not realistic. Moving targets are realistic. Well, at the Senior Bowl, Josh Allen was throwing into the net, and I'm talking about he wasn't just missing like the holes, the target holes. He was missing the entirety of the net.
You want the holes? You want the holes?
And over and
that
over.
Is not. It is not true.
It is true because
I was there. I can tell you the story
at the Senior Bowl.
I can tell you the exact story at the Senior Bowl because I was literally right there.
Well, the person that told me this, I've actually watched their work at a practice, and they watch the hell out of practice. They watch every single bit of it, every stitch of it.
Dude, you want the story or not? I'll give you the story.
I want to hear it from Derek.
Let's hear it. I want to hear it. Let's go.
Okay, here's the story. He missed the net from about 10 yards away, and Nikki Javala, who is the beat writer for the Denver Post, she now works for the Washington Post, filmed it. I see Nikki, and she goes, DMac, look at this. And she shows me the video of him missing the net. And I go, Nikki, that's great. Are you going to post that? And she goes, I don't know. Send it to me, Nikki. I'd love to post that. And I'm a Josh Allen fan, but I know that's great content. She goes, you know what? I probably should. She posted. That video went insane. He didn't miss the net like 1,000 times.
Were you at the Senior Bowl?
Yes, I was there.
Okay,
I was there. I'm standing next to Nikki right after Josh Allen missed the net, okay? I don't know who was telling you he missed it 100 times, but I was there for every practice, okay? By the way, Baker Mayfield was the best quarterback at that week at Senior Bowl, for whatever it's worth.
And he just got paid, too. He got a big second contract.
But
so everyone wants to...
It's crazy. It's crazy how a little story, I'm telling you the truth on this, how that one little story kind of morphs into he was missing it 100 times and he was absolutely god-awful and blah, 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 blah. The story was he did miss it one time from like 10 yards away, okay? Nikki got it on video. She tweeted out. The thing got millions of views. I mean, you know, I missed my little opportunity. I tried to scam Nikki out of her own video. But that's where that came from, bro. That is literally where it came from. And anybody else who tells you differently is just making something up for their own benefit.
Well, here's the bottom line. That guy's a top 5 quarterback in this league. All right, he's top 5.
Wait, Moshe, did you just move? Did you just go somewhere else? Did you just
because my
walk
phone
around the house?
Because you sent me a stupid friggin' link. I had to put it on my phone, and my phone was dying, so I had to plug it in. I'm sorry. Here's my kitchen. Hey, all right, here's my kitchen. Woo.
All right, last thoughts here, boys. Last thoughts.
No. I could do this all day.
No shit. Like let's go. Wrap it up.
You literally have nowhere to go. You literally have nowhere to go. Coach does. You have nowhere else to go.
We're wrapping it up, Moshe.
All right,
give me your final thoughts.
5 minutes.
5 minutes. Give me 30 seconds. What are your final thoughts?
I can't do it because, listen, I don't care who it is with these quarterbacks. I don't give a rat's rip who the heck it is. I just want one of them to be the guy. I've been waiting and searching and hoping for the guy for a decade. And a lot of teams have gone through this. I mean, hell, you look at Cleveland. They're the absolute poster boys for 2 decades of you can't find the guy. But unless you have the guy, you can't do crap in this league. And that's the bottom line. That's why all these even middling quarterbacks are Dak Prescott will never win a Super Bowl. God bless him. He's a great quarterback. He's not the guy. The problem is you've got a guy in our division who is one of the best guys of all time. And you're going to have to deal with that as a Broncos fan. That's the realistic point of view. We need a guy. I hope Bo Nix is the guy. I don't think Stidham is the guy, but God bless him if he is. Great. And Zach Wilson is the best arm talent in the whole group. If he could ever be deprogrammed or reprogrammed to be the guy, great. Here's my biggest regret. I don't want to see Zach Wilson the age of 29. He's only 24. He'll be 25 this year. I don't want to see him at the age of 29 kicking ass somewhere in the NFC for whomever, kicking some major butt. when we have him right now, because I love his arm and I love his demeanor. Coach, last thing, let me ask you this. If you had to walk into a huddle right now with all three quarterbacks and have them handle the huddle, like be a badass, like we're going to go, listen, it's first and 10 from the 25. We got to score. Let's go. Who do you want as your quarterback right now?
Zach Wilson.
Bo Nix.
That's fair. I think he asked me though.
Yeah, I get it. Then you stopped talking, so I filled in the gap.
and the reason I'd say Zach Wilson is because I haven't seen it at training camp. Because every time there's been a 2-minute drive, it's been either Stiddy with the ones, Bo Nix with the twos, and then there are no threes.
And the reason why I want Bo Nix is because it's not about this season. It's development for later on. Whether he succeeds or fails, even if he fails, you build from that. And this is a building year. So who do I want? I want Bo Nix, man.
He feels like a badass. He does, DMac. But damn it, I want to see it. That's all I'm saying is I want to see it. That's all I'm saying.
All right,
and I'll wrap up with this, DMac.
Yes, sir.
After everything I've said in this salty Sanford edition of Altitude at Night, After Dark, whatever we want to call it.
Okay, well, I'll say one thing after you're done. Okay, keep going. Go.
Yes.
Is everything that I said about Bo Nix and Zach Wilson, I think that Bo Nix is actually going to have a really good preseason in terms of the games. And I think that'll end up, I said it on the program, I think last night, it would require 2 bad preseason games for Sean Payton to not start Bo Nix. I don't think they're going to see 2 bad preseason games.
All right, Moj.
By the way, Sean Payton's no.
No.
I swear to God, if I was in Sean Payton's shoes and I was standing up there and somebody asked me that question, I said this morning, I'm not even kidding you. I think word for word, I would say exactly what he said. I loved him being kind of a snarly son of a gun about the depth chart stuff. Yeah. Of course, he just threw the rookies at the end. I don't give it a thought. Screw that. I'm on my own program. I love that about Peyton. Mm-hmm. I love that surliness. It's totally fine with me. And same with Bo Nix, too. I love it. Just earn it, kid. That's all. Just earn it a little bit. That's all.
Hey, for the record, Nathan McKinnon isn't exactly warm and cuddly most days. Just to let everybody know. Good dude.
You know what he is? But you know what he is?
Oh, he's the greatest on planet Earth right now.
Yeah. He's an absolute badass.
He's a badass, but he is not warm and fuzzy, man. He is not.
Listen,
Great dude, not warm and fuzzy.
Listen, when you're an MVP and you kick ass, you don't have to be warm and fuzzy every day.
Ain't no doubt about it. And this is my wife. She is the Cat Cave. That's her nickname. I think I'm ready for hockey season.
Hi, Kim. See you soon.
I saw Connor McGahey the other day. He looks lonelier than usual. I mean, he just like
agreed.
Hey, D-Mac, I think we found the name to our show here going forward. It's right there from What's New in the comment section.
From What's New?
I can't see comments.
Altitude After Dark. Well, somebody better take their pants off. Okay.
I hope. Are people enjoying this? I hope they are. Listen,
comments are very positive.
We've been around for a long time, man. Coach, obviously you're a baby, but you played the game. But I've done my time in Greeley. DMac, you have too. We've been here a long time. I just hope for the best because these fans deserve. I know they're hamstrung right now, but these fans deserve not to have boring ass, crappy football. It's one thing to be boring and crappy. You can't be both. You can be boring and win, or you can be crappy but crazy exciting.
Yeah.
But you can't be both, and we've dealt with both for too damn long. That's all.
You're right about that. Well said, Mark, and best of luck. Hey, you're not in the tent tomorrow morning. Congratulations.
Boring and win.
Boring and win. Let's go.
Dude, winning. I don't give a crap if you're
and exciting. Mike Leach, baby. That's exactly right.
I heard a thing from Mike Leach today, a post-game speech. It was one of the coolest things I've ever heard in my life. I swear to God, I want to play it tomorrow.
Was it the fat girlfriend speech or no?
No, it was.
I love the fat girlfriend.
I know.
Great.
We came in here against a really good team. Great. Like Mike Leach said, like he was a savant. I swear to God, he was. Yeah, he really was.
All right, we got to go. You guys are the best. Enough of this shit.
Really?
I know. Yeah. Good night.
I'm having fun, man.
All right, we'll see. I'll be the buzzkill. We'll be back tomorrow night at 8.
Honey, do I have to go?
Okay. See you later, everybody.